Hey there, class. Mr. Pusky here. Hope you're having a good day so far. Today we're going through the review for 3.1-3.3. I think it'll be a good idea to make sure we feel good about everything for the quiz. So let's go ahead and get into it. It says, solve each linear system by graphing. Be sure to tell me what the solution is. All right, so we got number one says negative 3y equals negative x plus 9, and 2 minus y equals negative 2x. So, let's go ahead and get into this. So to graph, we need it to be in y equals mx plus b form or slope-intercept form. So we need to get y all by itself. So for negative 3y equals negative x plus 9, we have negative 3 in front there, which is being multiplied. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3 to get y is equal to, that's bad y. And then negative x divided by negative 3, there's a negative 1 here. It's going to be, two negatives make a positive. I'm going to write it as 1/3 x like this. Put the x off to the side so you can figure out what the b is going to be really nicely. And then what's 9 divided by negative 3 going to be? That is negative 3. So that's one of our equations. Let's solve the other one in blue. Now we have 2 minus y equals negative 2x. We need to get y by itself. So I'd probably get rid of that 2 by subtracting 2 from both sides. We have negative y equals negative 2x minus 2. Now, what's the next step to get y by itself? We have a floating negative in front, which is like there's a negative 1. So how do I undo multiplying by negative 1? Well, I can either multiply or divide by negative 1 to get it to cancel out. It's going to change the signs. So y is going to be equal to negative 2x divided by negative 1 is going to be 2x. And negative 2 divided by negative 1 is positive 2. So let's graph these now. So we have, y equals 2x plus 2. So our first point we're going to graph is our b, our y-intercept, which is 2. So we're going to go up 2 and put a point. And then we're going to go, our slope is 2 over 1. 2 over 1. So we're going to go up 2, right 1. Up 2, right 1. We ran out of room. We could also go down 2, left 1, the exact opposite direction. And there is our line. It's a solid line because we're not doing inequalities. That was bad. I'm struggling here, guys. I'm not gonna make it perfect. We have a lot to do today, so we're gonna kind of cruise along here. All right, then we got 1/3 x minus 3. So our first point we're gonna graph is 1/3 or negative 3. It's negative 3. We're gonna go down 3. And we're going to go, our slope is 1/3, rise over run. So we're going to go up, rise of 1, right 3. Up 1, right 3. Up 1, right 3. We can also go down 1, left 3. Down 1, left 3. Down 1, left 3. And what's the solution of lines that we're graphing in the system? Solutions are where the lines cross, right? Where they intersect. So where do they intersect in this point? Well, they intersect at this point right here, which is the point negative 3, negative 4. And that is going to be the solution for this one. It's negative 3, negative 4. Okay, number 2. Can't zoom over here really good. There we go. So the first equation is good. We have y equals negative x minus 1. That's y is by itself, so that one's good. Let's solve for the other one now. We got negative 8 equals 3x minus 2y. We need to get the negative 2y by itself, so how do we do that first? We're going to subtract 3x. So we're going to get negative 3x. Put the x in front when you're solving these. Negative 3, that's kind of sloppy. Negative 3x minus 8 equals negative 2y. Then how do we solve for y? What are we going to do? We're going to divide by negative 2. So does negative 3 divide by negative 2 nicely? It does not. So it's going to be 3 over 2 times x. What's negative 8 divided by negative 2 going to be? That is positive 4. Equals y. So that's our second line we're going to graph. So we have 3/2 x plus 4 equals y. So our first point we're going to graph is 4. We're going to go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 because it's positive 4. And our slope is 3/2. So our rise over run of 3 over 2. So we're going to go up 3, right 2. Up 3, right 2. And we can also go the exact opposite direction, which is down 3, left 2. Down 3, left 2. Down 3, left 2. And this is going to be our line. It's a little bit better drawing from the past one. All right, and then we have negative x minus 1. So our slope, our b is going to be negative 1. We're going to go down 1, put a point, and our rise over run of negative x is down 1 over 1. It's negative 1 over 1, so we go down 1, right 1. Keep going down 1, right 1. And we can also go exact opposite direction, which is up 1, left 1. And you can see where they cross here. And there's our line. Not perfect, but they should cross right here. And the solution for that one is going to be negative 2, 1. That's the point where they cross. All right, moving on. Solve the system using substitution. All right, so for substitution, we need x or y by itself, and then we're literally going to take whatever x or y is equal to, and we're going to plug it into the other equation and solve. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to take x equals 6y plus 4. We already have x by itself, so we're going to take this 6y plus 4. We're going to plug it in for x, because x equals that. So I'm going to write negative 3 times 6y plus 4 plus 2y equals 20. All right, now we need to solve for equation. We got to solve for y. Anything to distribute here? Yes, we got negative 3 times 6y, negative 3 times 4, which is going to be negative 3 times 6y is negative 18y. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. Plus 2y equals 20. Anything else to distribute? No. Any like terms? Yep, we got negative 18y and 2y, which is going to be negative 16y minus 12 equals 20. Any other like terms? Nope. Now we need to get that negative 16y by itself, so I would probably add 12 to both sides. So we get negative 16y equals 20 plus 12 is 32. Last step to solve for y is to divide by negative 16. And we're going to get y is equal to negative 2. Are we done? Solutions to systems are where the lines cross, which means we need an ordered pair, which means we need an x and a y. So I'm going to plug into that other equation at the top there, 6y plus 4. We're going to plug in negative 2 in for y. So we're going to get x equals 6 times negative 2 plus 4, which x equals negative 12 plus 4, which x equals negative 12 plus 4 is negative 8. So our solution is negative 8, negative 2. Okay. All right, number 4. We have 4x plus 5y equals negative 9, and x plus 3y equals negative 4. All right, do we have x or y by itself for one of these equations? We do not. But which one would be easier to get x or y by itself for, do you think? The top or the bottom? I'd say the bottom because we have a 1x right here, and that's going to be really easy to solve. So how do we get x by itself on the bottom here? I would subtract 3y from both sides. So we're going to get x equals negative 3y minus 4. And now we can take that negative 3y minus 4. We're going to take it, x equals that, so we can replace x with negative 3y minus 4. So we're going to have 4 times negative 3y minus 4 plus 5y equals negative 9. All right, now we can solve this. I'm going to rewrite that a little bit better. Okay, anything to distribute here? Yes, got to distribute this one. So we're going to get what? Negative 12y minus 16 plus 5y equals negative 9. Anything else to distribute? No. Any like terms? Yep, we got negative 12y plus 5y, which is negative 7y, minus 16 equals negative 9. Now we need to get that negative 7y by itself, so we're going to add 16. Negative 7y equals 7. Divide by negative 7 to get y by itself. And y is equal to negative 1. And then, now I'm going to take this negative 1, I'm going to plug it into that other equation that we came up with, the negative 3y minus 4. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to plug it in all the way over here for y. So x equals negative 3, let me zoom in. Negative 3 times negative 1 minus 4. x equals negative 3 times negative 1 is 3 minus 4. So x equals negative 1. So our final answer is going to be negative 1, negative 1. Okay. All right, next problem. Solve the system using elimination. We have negative 50x plus 30y equals negative 21, and negative 40x plus 24y equals negative 16. So for this one, I would probably try to cancel the x's because 40 and 50y are kind of nice numbers to work with. So I'm just going to multiply to get opposites here. I'm going to multiply the top. So the way we can get opposites, we can't multiply one equation. The opposite of 50, we can't multiply 40 by anything to get the negative 50 or 50. And we can't multiply 50 by something to get 40. So I'm going to multiply both equations by a multiple of 50. So 50 doesn't divide by 40. 100, so we're counting up by 50 is 50. 100 doesn't divide by 40. 150 doesn't divide by 40. How about 200? Does 200 divide by 50 and 40? It does. So we're gonna multiply to get 200 and negative 200. So I'm gonna multiply the top. Negative 50 times 4 is negative 200. I'm gonna multiply the bottom by negative 5 to get positive 200. So we're gonna rewrite our equations. We have negative 200x plus 120y equals negative 84. We're multiplying negative 4 times all of these. And negative 5 times all of these. So negative 84. Then we're going to get positive 200x minus 120y equals 80. And we add straight down. That's what elimination is going to do. But if you look here, negative 200x and 200x are going to cancel. 120y and negative 20y are going to cancel. We're going to get 0 equals. What's negative 84 plus 0? Plus 80, I mean? It's going to be negative 4. Does 0 equal negative 4? No, so this is going to be no solution when we get something like that, because it's not true. The null set. Okay? Alright, so yeah, another trick, instead of finding the least common multiple and trying to figure out what to get opposites, you can just multiply by the opposite number too. You could have multiplied the bottom by, negative 50 and the top by 40, something like that. But it kind of depends on what you want to do. Okay, we have 5x plus 12y equals 2 and 3x minus 3y equals negative 9. So I want to cancel x's or y's. So can I multiply 3x by something to get the opposite of 5x? Not really. Can I multiply negative 3y by something to get the opposite of 12? Yeah, I can multiply 3 times 4 is 12, so I'm going to multiply the bottom by 4 to get the y's to cancel, because I can multiply negative 3 times 4 would be negative 12, and we can do that. All right, you could also have multiplied, this top one by negative 3 and this one by 5 to cancel the x's, but I say work smarter, not harder. We can multiply just the bottom equation by 4 to get the opposite of 12, which is negative 12. So I'm going to rewrite the top equation, so 5x plus 12y equals 2, and the bottom equation is going to be 4 times 3 is 12x minus 12y equals negative 36. Now we add straight down. These are going to cancel. We get 5x plus 12x is 17x. And 2 minus 36 is negative 34. Divide by 17. X is going to be equal to, we divide that, negative 2. And then we have to plug one of those numbers into the original equation to solve. I'm going to plug into the top equation. So we got 5 times negative 2 plus 12y. Actually, I'm going to rewrite that. Give me a second. So we're going to write 5x plus 12y equals 2. We're going to do 5 times negative 2 plus 12y equals 2. Negative 10, 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. Plus 12y equals 2. Add 10. 12y equals 12. Divide by 12. Y equals 1. So our final answer is going to be negative 2, 1. Feel free to pause the video if you need to catch up. Otherwise, we're going to keep cruising along here. All right, solve the system by using any method. Solve the system by using any method. All right. So we have negative 2x minus 9y equals 8 and negative 3x minus 4y equals 12. All right, well, if we're using substitution, we want a 1x or a 1y to do that. I don't see a 1x or a 1y, so we're probably going to use elimination. All right. Now, we have negative 2x and negative 3x and negative 9y and negative 4y. We can't really multiply negative 2 to get the opposite of negative 3, which is positive 3. We can't multiply negative 4 by anything to get the opposite of negative 9, which is positive 9. So I'm just going to multiply the top and bottom by the opposite number. So I'm going to multiply the bottom to cancel the x's by 3, or top by negative 3, that is. And I'm going to multiply the bottom by 2. Because then I'm going to have, remember, if they have the same sign, you got to change one to a positive, one to a negative to get them to cancel. Otherwise, you would have negative 6x, which is negative 12x. They wouldn't cancel or eliminate. Okay? So, that's going to be on the top. We're going to get 6x plus 27y equals negative 24. On the bottom, we're going to get negative 6x minus 8y equals 24. Add straight down. We're going to get, let's see here, 19y equals 0. Divide by 19. We're going to get y is equal to 0. And we are not quite done. Let's plug into the bottom equation. You can plug into either equation you want, but I'm going to plug into negative 3x minus 4y equals 12. We're going to plug in 0 in for y. So negative 3x is 4 times 0 equals 12. So we get negative 3x equals 4 times 0 is 0 equals 12. Divided by negative 3. We're going to get x is equal to negative 4. So our final answer is going to be negative 4, 0. All right, number 8. So we have negative 4x minus y equals negative 1 and 12x plus 3y equals 3. So we could do either one here. We could get that negative y to become a positive y if we wanted to. I probably might do elimination here, though, because when we have a negative y or a positive y, it's a negative 1. We can multiply this by any number just to get the opposite. So I'm going to multiply the top. To get the opposite of 3 would be negative 3. I can multiply the top by positive 3 to get negative 3. So I'm going to multiply the top by 3. So 3 times negative 4x is negative 12x minus 3y equals negative 3. And we get 12x plus 3y on the bottom equals 3. Stays the same. Add these straight down. These are going to cancel. These are going to cancel. And negative 3 plus 3, those are going to cancel. So we're going to get 0 equals 0. That's true, right? So how many solutions do we have? We have infinitely many solutions. Okay? All right, number 9. How many more we got left here? This is a long review, man. We're going to do number 9. I'm going to stop the video, and we're going to do a part 2 in a second here, so you guys can take a break. All right, number 9. We have negative 3x plus or minus 4y equals negative 2, and x plus 2y equals 3. For this one, you know what? I think we can solve this any way we want. I'm going to multiply the bottom. We have a 1x here. I'm going to multiply the bottom by positive 3 to get the opposite of negative 3. So we're going to multiply 3 times all of these. So we're going to get negative 3x. We're going to get the top equation the same. Minus 4y equals negative 2. And we have 3x plus 6y equals 9. All right. Now we need to add straight down. These are going to cancel. Negative 4y plus 6y is 2y. Negative 2 plus 9 is going to be 7. Divided by 2, we're going to get y equals 7 halves. That's kind of a nasty one, but we'll stick with it. So now we're going to plug into x plus 2y equals 3. And we're going to plug in 7 halves in for y. So we're going to get x plus 2 times 7 halves equals 3. So 2 times 7 halves is going to be just 7. minus 7, x equals negative 4. So our final answer is going to be negative 4 and 7/2. All right, we're going to stop the video there. I'm going to continue in a second here. It's kind of a long video already, so take a break and watch the next video when you get a chance.